Hey, and a good Sunday afternoon to you. The clouds were hanging tough for part of the day today, but you can see there's some peaks of sunshine out there. Temperature is very warm in the 70s despite some of that cloud cover. Live Viper 7 Doppler radar is dry, but with that said, there are some showers moving through parts of North Georgia and Alabama as we have a cold front slicing through this part of the country. That will produce maybe a couple showers around here tonight and some fog. But we'll talk about a drier start to the work week. That's in 10 minutes. But first, the news starts right now.
2 women are dead and 1 man has been taken into custody in Marietta overnight after what deputies are calling a double homicide.
And the North Florida Gun and Knife Show came back in town this weekend. I'm News Channel 7's Megan Bell, and coming up, we have the details on who was there and what exactly was for sale.
Plus, a plan to fix spring break has broken. A popular resort has canceled a plan to bring Christian musicians to the beach.
Live from Wjhg in high definition, this is News Channel 7 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Leanna Scacchetti. Welcome to News Channel 7 at 5 o'clock. Thanks for being with us. 2 women in Marietta are dead and 1 man believed responsible arrested after he met deputies at the scene of the crime. According to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, a deputy answered a 911 call around 8:45 last night. A woman told him someone had a gun in a home in the Rocky Creek community. The call disconnected, and when the deputy arrived, he didn't find anyone home. But later, a deputy spoke over the phone with a man who had ties to the women. The deputy returned to the home and found 2 women inside, dead from apparent gunshot wounds. Officials identified the male caller as a suspect. The man, 75-year-old William Hawk, later appeared on scene. Deputies say he told them he was the one they were looking for. Deputies say he didn't obey their commands to drop his gun. A deputy shot at Hawk. He was taken to a hospital and later taken into custody, charged with 2 open counts of murder. Officials continue to investigate. Meanwhile, the deputy who shot Hawk is on administrative leave. Officials say it is normal procedure after an officer-involved shooting. Well, it is that time of year again for the North Florida Gun and Knife Show. Bay County Fairgrounds hosted the show this weekend. News Channel 7's Megan Bell stopped by this morning. She joins us live in the studio with the details on what the event had to offer. Megan.
Leanna, the show comes to Panama City roughly 4 times a year. Guns, tasers, pocket knives, and many other self-defense tools were for sale or for trade. Exhibitors, licensed vendors, and shoppers from all over the state gathered at the fairgrounds along with modern guns for recreational or safety use. Many antique guns were also for sale. Many different types of buyers showed up, completed their background checks, and left with a new purchase.
We have a bit of all kinds. There's hunters, there's collectors, investors, there's self-defense. There's a little bit of everything here. There's preppers. They get ready for when electricity goes out. There's a little bit of everything here.
Those who attended the show say they were focused on following all federal, state, and local firearm ordinances, but were also able to enjoy snacks, drinks, and a door prize drawing for 1,000 rounds of ammunition.
All right, thanks, Megan. The gun show will be back in Panama City in April. Well, a plan to redefine spring break for Panama City Beach has fallen through. In January, Laketown Wharf in Panama City Beach announced it would be hosting Road Trip Spring Break, a multi-day concert series hosting Christian music artists. But Friday, the group announced on their website the event was canceled because of, quote, unforeseen circumstances. Laketown Wharf event built a concert hall under their parking garage to host the event. It's not yet clear exactly why the event was canceled. All ticket holders will be refunded. The Bay County NAACP hosted a free game night Saturday night, all in an effort to get the community's kids more involved in the organization. The purpose of game night was to celebrate and promote the revival of their junior division. The local group had a youth council a few years ago, but they're now in the process of organizing a new one. The president of the Bay County branch wants to educate young people through the youth council.
The main goals is that we are working on them understanding that justice and equality for all people is so important.
While the turnout was small, they were able to add a few more kids to the roster. The Youth Council's mission is to teach kids about the problems affecting minorities and to develop an effective youth leadership program. Quickly recognizing the symptoms of a heart attack can be the difference in life or death. Symptoms of a heart attack aren't always straightforward. Cardiologists say you could experience not only pain in the chest, but also pain in your neck, jaw, or between the shoulder blades.
I think everyone's familiar with the classical movies sort of symptoms of a heart attack where somebody's looking like there's an elephant crushing in the middle of their chest or a really strong sort of heavy chest pain. But I think it's much more complicated than that.
News Channel 7's Jessica Foster will have a special Medical Monday report tomorrow morning on News Channel 7 today. She'll help you learn how to detect heart problems before it's too late. Coming up on News Channel 7, if you're looking to impress a special someone this Valentine's Day, forget the chocolate. We've got some local chefs in-house with a special recipe to treat your Valentine or just treat yourself. They'll treat us to dinner after weather.
And meanwhile, the sun is promising to return as we head toward the next work week. We'll talk about your forecast next.
From the Viper 7 Weather Center, here is meteorologist Tyler Allender.
Well, it'll be a pretty humid night around Northwest Florida, but when you wake up in the morning, a completely different feel. Look at these high temperatures today. 81 degrees in Crestview, 82 in Marietta. I was driving through Jackson County earlier this afternoon, and I certainly noticed my car thermometer said 81 degrees. So that makes a lot of sense, and temperatures this afternoon along the coastline were the upper range of the 70s. Even though we had quite a bit of cloud cover around the area, not exactly the brightest of days compared to what we had even yesterday. You can see right now, every once in a while, the sun will pop up as we take a look at our out over the pass in the marina of Panama City. But overall, mostly cloudy skies and not expecting a really good sunset tonight, which will be in about 20 minutes or so. Live Viper 7 Doppler radar is dry, but with that said, could briefly see some showers tonight. It's all because of a cold front that's moving through parts of North Georgia and North Alabama at the moment. And as that continues to progress toward the south and east, we could see a couple showers tonight right along the Gulf Coast. And that includes here in Northwest Florida, but you probably will sleep right through it because it'll come through around 10 or 11 o'clock. Most likely chances will be across the interstate. I-10 corridor, as it continues to slip toward the south, we're going to lose a lot of those characteristics, so we're not going to see really a whole lot of rain down along the coastline. Clouds may linger. We might even see some fog through most of the overnight, but as you head off to work and school tomorrow morning, you'll see some sunshine to the north, still some clouds maybe hanging onto the coastline, but that won't last long. Watch what happens over the next several hours as far as the dew points are concerned. It'll be pretty sticky for the next several hours, or at least through tonight. But tomorrow, completely different feel, much drier, much more comfortable, and even afternoon highs will be in the 70s. So it's still not terribly cool for this time of year. But while we have that moisture in place, we will see some fog tonight, so keep that in mind. You can see just in time for the morning commute, though, I think that front will be far enough south that will get rid of some of that fog and gradually wipe away the cloud cover as well. For tonight, temperatures will be right around 60 degrees along the coastline. That's what you'll wake up to in the morning, even though it's going to be in the upper 60s for most of the evening. Highway 20 corridor, we'll see 56 degrees in Ebro, 59 degrees in Youngstown. Highs tomorrow right around room temperature in the low 70s, 55 degrees in Graceville tomorrow morning, and again, highs in the low 70s. The big difference tonight is going to be winds out of the west and southwest, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll notice a northerly breeze. It'll be 10, maybe 15 miles an hour, a little stronger offshore with some gusts of 20 miles an hour, but that north wind will make things feel more comfortable. But unfortunately, that keeps the pollen count, especially when you talk about tree pollen, in the high range. Wednesday, after tonight, a much better chance of rain comes through as we have a stronger cold front. There's our weak cold front for tonight. Mostly sunny for the day tomorrow. Even Tuesday, just some increasing clouds ahead of our next storm system, which will be taking shape Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night near Texas, Louisiana. That will move toward the east as we head toward Wednesday morning, knocking on our doorstep, and we could get a quick bout of some rainfall. Shouldn't be, excessive flooding or anything like that, but we might see maybe close to an inch in some spots. So we'll have to look forward to that. Your Viper 7-day forecast. Of course, the rain could ultimately knock out some of the pollen in the air, but it'll be relatively comfortable for the next couple of days. Temperatures near 70, and then we're going to see cooler temperatures toward the end of the week.
All right, at least nice weather for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Well, with the recent ruling by a federal appeals court to not reinstate President Trump's controversial immigration ban, White House officials say nothing is off the table. New security measures could come as early as Monday. David Daniel reports.
Chants of "undocumented, unafraid" could be heard loud and clear outside the White House as demonstrators gathered to protest the recent ICE raids. Hundreds of undocumented immigrants were arrested across the country this week, and on Sunday, President Trump addressed the raids, tweeting, "The crackdown on illegal criminals is merely the keeping of my campaign promise." While not all of the immigrants had criminal histories, immigration and customs officials say they targeted individuals with criminal records and that operations like these are routine, carried out several times a year. Concern remains high among immigrant communities following the president's recent executive order barring foreign nationals from 7 Muslim-majority countries. This despite a federal appeals court ruling late last week that prevents the ban from being enforced, a significant setback for the Trump administration. But White House advisors say they are weighing all their options.
That includes you can continue the appeal on the 9th, you can seek an emergency stay at the Supreme Court, you can have a trial hearing on the merits at the district level, or you can take it en banc for the emergency hearing also at the 9th Circuit. And yes, you could pursue additional executive actions.
President Trump says he's considering filing a brand new executive order as early as Monday. I'm David Daniel reporting.
We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm welcoming to the show the Dovalinas, Guillermo and Danielle Dovalina, local chefs. You might recognize their pizza truck, but they're not cooking pizza for us today. Something special for Valentine's Day if you're trying to impress a special someone, and maybe chocolate isn't quite doing it. So we've got a special dish that we're preparing today. What do you guys have for us?
We have a local bay shrimp ceviche.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it easy? Because, you know, my level of skill with cooking is not that high.
The harder it is to say, the harder it is to prepare.
Yeah.
No, it's very easy, right, love?
No, that is not true at all. This is going to be so easy. You know why?
Why?
You don't even have to cook anything.
That is the beautiful thing about ceviche.
You don't have to turn on a stove, oven, nothing. What's going to do your cooking is your lemon and your lime juice.
All right,
Yeah.
so how do we get started here?
Oh, well, we got our marinated ceviche. We marinated it for 20 minutes. It's pretty simple. You just take your raw shrimp, peel it, devein it, take the heads off, and then into there.
That's the hard part.
You want to, when you marinate it, you cover it with your lemon and lime juice.
Okay.
Yeah, lemon, lime, cover it 20 minutes till it turns white. It should be
that
good.
zest, I guess. Huh?
Oh, yeah, that tang. That's what you want. You
And
want
it's what cooks it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So red onion, fine dice, Fresno pepper, also fine dice. We'll take the jalapeno fine. Cilantro, also
I love
chopped.
cilantro.
Sea salt, pepper, little olive oil. Can you hook that up, baby, though?
Oh, yeah.
Hook that up
Then
there.
we just have to mix this together. How easy is that?
Oh, my
Make it look
gosh.
so easy.
This isn't my skill level. We're doing good. Okay.
And then I like to serve it with a little bit of avocado. Do you want to plate?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And also some tortilla chips.
Ooh.
Yeah, so pretty much it's done.
Wow, that was easy.
Super
That was
easy.
great,
Super
yeah.
easy. So we
So
got
the
a little
longest
bit.
part is peeling the shrimp.
Yeah.
Letting it marinate.
Peeling the
Good
shrimp.
30
Maybe going to
minutes.
buy it, actually.
Yeah. And so marinate it for about 30 minutes, you said?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the prep. And it looks so pretty.
Oh, yeah, well, we have a tangy, spicy, and salty, and we need a little bit of sweet. So save a little bit love for your love and hit it with some agave nectar just to sweeten things up for Valentine's Day.
And remember, you're getting all your heat from a little bit of Fresnos and jalapenos.
That sounds good. And then do you normally just put it on the tortilla chip, or I've seen people eat it on plantain chips as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
You
could
can
just
just
eat
dip
like
it.
tortilla chips here, like this here, and
All
Go ahead,
right,
try
bring it
something.
on. All right,
There
we've
you
got
go,
about 30 seconds here. But again, this is pretty easy. How long should it take you total to do, you think? I mean,
here you go, bro.
I would think it would
Oh,
only
gosh.
take you about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
This is something that is available with our catering, and we can come up right to your house.
Yeah, you can have wood-fired pizza and ceviche, or ribeyes and ceviche, anything you like. We accommodate everything.
Excellent.
this is a perfect combo. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this with my mouth full. We'll be right back after the break, but we are posting their recipe online so you can make it for yourself this Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you guys so much. And you too, Panama City.
This is so good.
Nice job.
Now, News Channel 7 Sports with Joel Sebastianelli.
Hello again. Only 2 weeks remain in the JUCO basketball regular season. Over on the women's side, the Panhandle Conference title is still up for grabs. Saturday night, Chipola put some pressure back on Gulf Coast. The Lady Commodores hosted the Lady Indians for their third and final meeting of the regular season. Gulf Coast won the first 2 games. Chipola led for most of the way in this one, though. Tiara Phillips was one of 3 Lady Indians in double-figure scoring. Here's Phillips on the assist to Sydney McDonald. McDonald tallied 14 points. A few late baskets kept Gulf Coast at the edge of striking distance, but Chipola outlasts Gulf Coast 72-62. So Gulf Coast's lead over Chipola and Tallahassee down to 1 with 3 games to go.
Gulf Coast is an awesome team, and Coach Scoville's an awesome coach. But I think there's a lot of really good basketball players out there, and on any given night, one could beat the other because you have so many really good players. So it means a lot to us to get going right here. In the last round of this Panhandle Conference is just a monster.
Gulf Coast plays Tallahassee Tuesday. Chipola plays Tallahassee Saturday. The Gulf Coast and Chipola men's teams played in the nightcap. Jeremy Harris went off, his best game since returning from injury, maybe his best all year. 42 points and 10 three-pointers. Gets help in the first half from Josh Wade and Will Robinson, among others. Chipola builds a big enough lead to keep the doors at bay. Eric Cobb down low here for 2. He had a double-double, 16 points and 10 boards for the big man. 13 points for the guard, Jashir Hardnett. A late Gulf Coast rally just isn't enough. 98-95 Indians the final. This is the 6th loss in Gulf Coast's last 7 games. Northwest Florida, they're undefeated. They can clinch the conference with a win over Pensacola Wednesday. In the first half of last night's game, Gulf Coast forward Londell King was taken to the hospital. We were able to confirm with athletic director Rooney Scoville that King was released from the hospital earlier today and is home this evening. Moving to high school basketball now. Regional tournaments tip off this week statewide. Rutherford and Mosley are the 2 local schools to keep an eye on in 6A. Those 2 went head-to-head in the District 1 championship game Friday night. The Rams beat Mosley for the 3rd time this season, winning the title 86-73. That means the Rams get to open up regionals at home. They'll host Rickards in the quarterfinals Thursday, while Mosley hits the road against District 2 champ Godby. Aside from home court advantage, Rams coach Rondy Ross says the district title matters even more to the players.
It's great for the kids. They have bragging rights for a year. We feel as though the district trophy came home tonight because we didn't win last year. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of these kids are friends away from the court. Me and Coach Loper are friends, so we just sell everything on the floor.
The Rams open regionals with a record of 22-4, with only one of those losses coming in 2017. Tip-off at the Spiva Ram House Thursday is set for 7. Elsewhere in high school hoops, 1A District 3 champion Chipley opens up the regional tournament at home Thursday as well. The Tigers will host District 4 runner-up Franklin, who lost to West Gadsden Saturday night. The Tigers beat Baker to claim their district crown. They're led by a beastly 2-pronged attack. Adrian Sims and Kelvin Dean. Dean and Sims combined for all of Chipley's first half points in this one. Dean dropped 24. Sims scored 18 against the Gators. Chipley had lost 4 straight games heading into the district tournament, but they're back on track now, 16-11 overall. Another game of note Thursday, Choctaw visits Pensacola in the 7A quarterfinal. We'll preview the girls' regional tournaments tonight at 10. Let's take a look at the fishing game forecast brought to us, as always, by Half Hitch. Monday looks solid. Peaks projected in the excellent range at 3:20 a.m. and 3:40 in the afternoon. We're off to a break real quick, but don't go anywhere. We're coming right back with a last look at weather, so keep it here.
In the days before Valentine's Day, flower producers in Colombia are hard at work during the industry's busiest season. The South American country is actually the world's 2nd biggest flower exporter, and close to 80% of the flowers imported from the U.S. come from Colombia. Employees at this flower plantation 18 miles northwest of Bogota picked and packaged roses for Valentine's Day, and some past years, flower exporters faced a loveless Valentine's Day due to poor crops. But this year could be a good year for flower growers and exporters working at the packing plant. Usually put together more than 250,000 boxes in 2 weeks before the big day. So now you know when you go and pick up flowers for that special someone exactly where they come from.
Say that city for me again.
Bogota, in Colombia. Yeah.
That little Spanish twang.
I know.
Right?
We got to get the accent in there. So back in the States, back in the Panhandle for Valentine's Day. It looks pretty nice, but then we've got rain right after Valentine's Day.
Yes, and we might actually see a little rain tonight, but you'll probably sleep right through it, honestly. Take a live look from Tefiniak Springs. Not really a picturesque sunset by any means. Quite a bit of cloud cover out there, and we will see some of that cloud cover sticking around through the evening hours as we have a little bit of rain moving into the picture. Let's see if we can maybe get the radar to show. There you go. You can see it's quiet on live Viper 7 Doppler radar for now, but there are some showers moving through North Georgia, Alabama. That thin line of rain is a cold front. It's a weak one, and as that moves to the south and east, we'll see less in the way of showers. And you can see we already have pretty dry air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, so I'm not expecting a whole lot, but we will see more by Wednesday. But for tomorrow morning, those winds shift out of the north, so you'll notice a little cleaner feel to the air, and it'll feel pretty comfortable to start off the work week. Then we're going to notice some rain by Wednesday, and then chillier temperatures to end the work week.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Jovelinas. And thank you guys at home for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock tonight. Don't forget to check us out online, WJHG.com, for recipes and news. We'll see you later tonight.